Following its victory in the 2019 Mountain West Football Championship game, the 19th ranked Boise State football team will play in the Mitsubishi Motors Las Vegas Bowl, the Broncos' 18th consecutive bowl selection. The Broncos' bowl streak is tied for the 5th longest in the country with Wisconsin. Boise State will square off against Washington on Saturday, December 21st. Tamara Brown here in the Mountain West Network studio, joined by the voice of the Broncos, Bob Behler. Bob, thanks so much for joining me today in studio. What a year Curtis Weaver has had. Earlier this season, he became the Mountain West all-time sacks leader, then went on to win the Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year. Now he's picked up 3 first-team All-American honors. What can you say about the impact that he's had on this Broncos team this year?
Well, I think he's somebody you have to scheme for. If you're playing Boise State, I think you have to know where he is. And they'll line him up on either side of the formation. He'll even drop into coverage sometimes when Boise State's only going to go with a 3-man rush. He is somebody you have to account for, and is somebody that has been so consistent. He has played virtually every down of the season except for a second half when he was shaken up in one game. But his athleticism, his strength, the improvement that you've seen from the time that he has been here. He's listed as a junior. Unfortunately, I would have to guess that the bowl game in Las Vegas may be his last game suiting up as a Bronco, and I'd love to see him go out the way Leighton Vander Esch did in his last game in Las Vegas when he seemed to make every tackle against Oregon.
And on the other side of the ball, Jaylon Henderson has taken over at the quarterback position. I mean, what a season he's had with the last 4 starts and then becoming the Mountain West Football Championship game MVP.
Well, Disney would have rejected the story that he would go from a junior college transfer who had played his first year of football at Texas San Antonio. He would come in, and quite frankly, Tamara, he was the best quarterback in the spring. He looked like he was by far the most in command because of his experience. But he ends up being 3 coming out of the fall, doesn't play until the very end of the season, and he has just gotten better and better with each game. I'm sure he's disappointed that this will be his last game as a Bronco because he's a senior and this is it. He's made the right decisions. He's made the right reads. Such a great story, such a nice guy. And again, I don't think Disney would have gone for this story at the beginning of the season. Boise State amazingly has lost just 1 game all year in which they've used 3 different starters at quarterbacks. I would think that's another story that you probably couldn't have predicted at the beginning of the year.
I definitely agree, Bob. And how do you think this Broncos offense is going to do against this Washington Huskies defense, who had 6 players on the all Pac-12 team this year?
Well, I think it's going to be their biggest challenge of the season that they're going to face. This team doesn't give up more than 30 points. They're a team that really makes you work for it. I think it's going to be interesting to see how Boise State's going to attack them. There have been some games where the Broncos have really tried to establish the run this year. There have been other games where Boise State has come out throwing. I'm not sure how they're going to attack them, but I do think this is going to be Boise State's stoutest defense that they're going to go against all season. And hopefully Boise State's defense can keep Washington's offense down. So maybe you win a game in the 20s like they did the last time these teams met in the bowl game in 2012 where Boise State won 28-26. I think trying to get better than 35 against these guys is going to be a tough challenge.
Thanks, Bob, and safe travels to Las Vegas for the bowl game.
Thank you. Should be a lot of fun getting the bowl season started.
This will be the final Las Vegas Bowl played in Sam Boyd Stadium. You can watch the game on ABC at 5:30 p.m. Mountain Time. This Bowl Blitz has been brought to you by Mountain America Credit Union, the official credit union of the Mountain West. From the Mountain West Network studio, I'm Tamara Brown.